People on Twitter or X, whatever y'all call it nowadays, count your freaking days because I re-downloaded the app for this season of Love Island, and when I tell you, y'all misled me. Y'all had me thinking that the Clam Slammer and Dylan were going home. So what happened? Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Pretty Lynn, and this is Pretty Lynn Sovereignty. If you're new here, welcome. I'm glad that you decided to join us. If you decide to stay here long enough in the video to make it to the end and you like what you see and you like what you hear, go ahead and hit that like, go ahead and hit that subscribe, and go ahead and ring that bell. That way, the algorithm can do its thing, you can be invested and stay here for the long haul. And you'll also be made aware of every video that I do drop whenever I do drop it. If you're true here, we're here, we're locked in. I know that you did all of that already, so I don't even have to waste any more time. Let's get straight into the video. So today on What's the Reality TV, we are going to get into Love Island Season 8, Episode 29. Wow, it's almost Episode 30, so that lets you know that we're coming to an end. And a week from today's Sunday, will be the finale. So we're getting towards the end, y'all, so let's see what these couples do. So the episode starts off with them saying goodbye to like the biggest dumping that they've had so far this season. So of course, Jen went home, Gal went home, Amara went home, Kayla went home, and Jaden went home. And everybody was just like, dang, yada yada, they left, yada yada. So now we get into the debriefs, and Kenzie has a conversation with Dylan. And, she pretty much explains to Dylan about how upset she is that, Melanie voted for her when she sees Melanie as one of her best friends in the house. And I'm like, am I tripping? But I never got that vibe from either one of them. I didn't feel like Kenzie was Melanie's best friend. I didn't feel like Melanie was Kenzie's best friend. So I'm just like, where did this whole best friend chat come from? Like, I know you had a secret competition with Melanie, but did you also have a secret friendship with her as well too? Like, I'm just utterly confused. But one thing I said, I was just like, yeah, Kenzie, she looks very low and drained. I think it's about time for her to go home. And I was thinking this whole episode, I'm like, okay, I really should skip this episode because I know it's gonna get dumped because Twitter or X, whatever, was making it seem like, they were gonna be the ones to get dumped. So I'm like, okay, I already know how it's gonna end. Let's just get there. Melanie and Sincere end up having a conversation, and we're pretty much debriefing on how they came to that decision to choose Kenzie and Dylan to get dumped or whatever. And Sincere was going in about, yeah, the way she was moving, with multiple people, how she went and kissed Gal. Like the whole time, I'm just like, honestly, I'm annoyed with seeing Sincere on my screen. I genuinely am, like, for real. I'm like, that's a rich, like, wealthy coming from you, Sincere, of all people. And I'm like, I'm glad that Melanie clocked his tea, but I'm like, at the end of the day, Melanie, like, you're no better than him because you're staying with him. So it's just like, skip next, please. I'm sick of this. And then Sincere was talking about how he doesn't think that the relationship is toxic. There's some toxic traits, but he doesn't feel like it's toxic. I'm just like, y'all are just delusional. Y'all are delusional. And honestly, America's going to feed the delusion. So why should I care? At the end of the day, if this man is going to dog this girl out, treat her horrible, constantly treat her as if she's a second option when she's really the first option, and she's going to stick around and stay and deal with it, that's on her. She's a grown woman. I can't keep feeling bad and sorry for her because she's choosing to stay with this man and deal with it. So she clearly loves it. She loves being sad and she loves being miserable. Like, I want more for her, but you can't want more for somebody else, and you can't want more for someone else than they want for themselves. Point blank, period. So if that's what you want to stick with, Melanie, then I hope it works out. Truly. And then Parmesia and Corbin. My bad. I ain't their mama or their daddy. They have a conversation or whatever, and Parmesia pretty much explains to Corbin about how she feels like, Kenzie's decision was made out of a stupidity and pettiness. and that she was trying to stop Corbin from making that decision off of the same type of reasoning, but Kenzie still decided to do it, and this, that, and third, and she wasn't rocking with that at all, and of course Corbin wasn't rocking with it either. He was supporting his lady during her venting about this. I ain't gonna lie, this Bermuda Triangle. At first, I didn't really care for you. Still to now, I really don't care for you that much, but I can respect you. I can respect you because you can call it how it is. You were the only person who was brave enough to tell Melanie and Sincere about their toxic relationship, and you stand 10 toes behind it. So at this point, I can only respect that. I mean, I don't have to like you, but I do respect you for being authentically you. So Carl and Anaya talk about how they're just happy to just be a couple now. That was just pretty much everything that they were saying. It just led back to, oh, we're a couple. Like, oh, we're happy to be a couple now. Da, 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 da. So I'm like, good for them. Low cortisol vibes, which is good. Casey and TT have their conversation, and TT is a little emotional because her friends just keep getting dumped left and right. Jaden was dumped, Gall was dumped, and Amora were dumped this last episode. So of course, she feels some type of way about that, which is normal and granted. But ultimately, they were both excited about the fact that they had no votes for them being the least compatible couple, which is a good sign. Kata and Zach were also happy about their place as well. They were just saying like they really feel like America, and the fellow Islanders in the villa, see them as a compatible couple, which in Zach's eyes, that's all that matters. So they were happy about that as well. And then of course, Bernady, they were happy about their couple as well. Nothing, no notes there because it's stuff we already know. And then Zach asked Corbin like, "Hey, like, what did you mean when you gave your speech about uh Sincere backstabbing you and stuff like that? Like, can you explain like what made you say that?" And Corbin was just like, "Yeah, like." The whole time when he was like exploring the different connections, he kind of downplayed everything. And when the girls are talking to me, I was defending him based off of what he was telling me. The whole time he was doing more than what he was, letting us know. So it's kind of making me look like I'm an ain't person too, or whatever. And Zach understood and was just like, okay, yeah, that makes sense, or whatever. So of course, nighttime, everybody gets ready for bed. Carl's excited to actually have a bed with Anaya now, and they get to share that as an actual couple. Everybody else is pretty, excited about everything. And then we did see the camera pan over on Trinity and Bryce, and it looked a little cozy. And I was just like, what Trinity and Bryce got going on? What they doing? Then the next morning, Trinity whispers to Kata, she's just like, um, so yeah, Bryce doesn't want me to tell anybody, but you did what, Trinity? Why? I mean, that's her boyfriend. Cannot forget that. That's her boyfriend, so she can do whatever she wants to do. But why? But you know what? Do what you want to do, honey. And then while they're getting ready, Melanie asks Parmita, like, what made you choose, me and Sincere? She was like, was that a you decision or was that like a Corbin decision? And she pretty much explained like it was mainly me. And after I explained the reasoning to Corbin, he agreed with it. So that's what we went with. Melanie was just like, oh, okay. I'm like, this girl is spicy, y'all. That Persian cat did not come to play, okay? And then Kenzie and Parmita are just going back and forth because Parmesia is telling her that her decision was pretty much petty and spiteful, and Kenzie keeps doubling downing and saying no, it wasn't, and then just going back and forth over just a broken record conversation. And then the guys are having conversations with each other, with Sincere to be exact, and Zach pretty much explains to Sincere like his conversation that he had with Corbin about him being the one, about him being the one that they chose to vote out. And Sincere was just like, yeah, I completely understand where he's coming from or whatever. And he's just like, I apologize to all of y'all if y'all feel any way, like, if y'all feel the same way that Corbin feels in any way or whatever. Like, I do apologize to all of y'all. And Casey was like, do you even remember? Did you forget that you did all that, or like what? And then Sincere pretty much was like, yeah, he forgot. Like, that's scary. I'm sorry. I just do not. I cannot stand Insincere at all. Like, I really wish she could just get off my screen. If Melanie can just go to the finals on her own, please. If not, then can y'all just both go home? Like, I'm honestly just tired of it. Like, I just don't care to see and watch toxic couples. Period. It's just not. I just don't care for it. Kenzie then pulls Parmita and TT. I'm TT to the fire pit to have a conversation again, and Kenzie apologizes to Parmita again, and they have the same conversation that they've been having since last night over and over again, but this time it ended in apologies and them hugging each other. So that's all that matters. Okay, on to the next thing. I'm tired of this conversation. Can y'all find other things to talk about? Y'all talk about the same things and y'all beat that head. Y'all beat that horse well past its time of death. Let it go. Take the weed from the tail and go. Please put it to rest. I am tired. Corbin and Sincere then have their conversation, and pretty much the same thing again. Them bringing up like the fact that Corbin voted for Sincere and how he felt backstabbed, and Sincere takes accountability, which he always does. He takes accountability with no changed actions. And Sincere talks about how he learned a lot about loyalty and honesty, and how important it was. I'm like, so at your big age, with the name Sincere, you just now learned what being sincere was? What? At this big age, this deep into the Villa journey, now is when you learn about what being sincere means. Your mom dropped the ball with their name. I'm sorry. Go to the courthouse and get your name changed to ASAP. That needs to be the first job. first stop after you leave the villa needs to be at the courthouse. You changing that name, honey, because you do not deserve that name. What? Then Mel and Kenzie have another tired freaking conversation about how Kenzie feels some type of way about Melanie voting for her because she feels like Melanie was her best friend in the house. And Melanie was confused because she never felt like her and Kenzie were that close, and said, honestly, we haven't been talking like that, especially when So was in this house. It's like you took her side out of nowhere, and I just kind of just been staying in my lane since that's where you wanted to be and you wanted to support her. And then Kenzie was like, well, you just always gravitated towards, Trinity and Naya initially. You never, try to come talk to me about anything. And she was like, well, I didn't know, how you were feeling because you were mainly just trying to talk to Soul and was taking her side. And she was like, well, I'm sorry you felt that way. Tears, tears, insert tears. The reason why I was doing that was, because I felt like, she came in the house and she was alone. I just wanted to comfort her. And then Melanie was just like, yeah, I understand that. But like, I also felt like, you were just forgetting about me. Yada, yada. And then, Kenzie cries. Melanie dries it up. Say, don't cry. They hug it out. And then they're best friends again. Next, Zach gets a text about the new challenge that's going to happen tonight. And it's pretty much a karaoke challenge. So every couple, they practice like a song and like a dance routine, and they're gonna have to perform it in front of all of the other islanders, and they're gonna vote for who was the best or whatever. So they all practice and everything like that. And while the guys were in the room and they were like yodeling or whatever, the girls were like, dang, they're so loud. So some of the girls start stomping. And then was it Bryce? I was like, oh, I know that's Trinity. And they were like, oh, Trinity, Trinity. I'm like, why did y'all assume it was Trinity out of everybody? Trinity was not one of the people that were stopping. So what made y'all just automatically assume that it was Trinity? Next. Challenge starts. Parmita and Corbin go first. They choose Dilemma by Nelly. It was cute, but very sound deaf. Very sound deaf, yeah. Next was TT and Casey. And they did Ain't No Mountain. I don't know if that's the name of the song, but Ain't No Mountain High Enough. Yeah, they did that song or whatever. And I think they did pretty good. I said, okay, TT, you don't sound too bad, girl. Next is Cater and Zach. Honestly, I really wasn't feeling their performance that much. Granted, Cater, I love you and I love your raspy voice, but I don't think that song choice fits your voice. You know, I feel like you could have chose a better y'all could have chose a better song that'll fit your voice better. But yeah, I don't really care for their performance. It was cute and intimate, but like the execution just wasn't it for me. Next is Melanie Sincere. I'm not gonna lie, like I liked their performance. It was actually pretty good, pretty fun. They looked like they were in sync, and I was just like, okay, not too bad. I still don't care for y'all as a couple right now, but I feel like that performance was definitely a step in the right direction. So we shall see, child. We shall see. Next was Blasia, aka Anaya and Carl. They sing the Senorita song, and Anaya actually sounded good. I said, "Oh, okay, okay, Anaya, okay." And then Carl, he sounded good too. I was like, "Okay, their performance was pretty good. It's not too bad." Next was Trinity and Bryce, and they do no air. Honestly, I wish it was also no sound. Unplug the microphones. I did not enjoy their performance at all. I'm sorry. Granted, look, I'm fine with Trinity and Bryce winning. I'm not no hater, but I just did not like their performance at all. Like I could have I want to unsee it and unhear it. Mute and turn off. Okay. I'm sorry, y'all, but I did not care for y'all's performance at all. Like, Bryce, he just knows how to make a situation or he just know how to make things just awkward and quirky and just weird. Like, granted, like I don't mind a little cheesiness and a little weirdness, but like he takes it like over the top. He ODs it. And I don't really care for that much. Next is Kenzie and Dylan, and I'm not gonna lie, their performance was actually the best. I was just like, wow, this actually looks like an actual performance. And Kenzie, she sounded good. She done did the split, of course, and Dylan, he jumped over her and did the air split, and I was just like, okay, performers. I said, okay, yeah, y'all ate with that, so I'll give them their 10s. They did really good with their performance. Now that it's done, everybody voted, of course. Woo, Kenzie and Dylan won. Okay, yeah, we knew that or whatever. Then Ariana was like, but, and everybody's like, oh boy, no one should be too comfortable. So you guys aren't the only ones who have been voting. America has also voted for the most compatible couple. And then she does so in no particular order, these are the couples that are safe. First is Anaya and Carl. Everybody's clapping. Yay, we knew that. Next is Trinity and Bryce. Everybody's clapping. We knew that as well. Next is Melanie Sincere. Why America? Why? Free her. Why America? Why? But the last safe couple is what blew everybody over. It was Casey and Tiara. When I tell you everybody's mouth dropped, including Casey and Sierra, I said Sierra, Casey and Tiara. Everybody's just like, what? Mainly because Kata and Zach were still sitting down. I think that's the main reason why everybody was just like, what? Yeah. King Casa got a fan base. Look, the NBA finals are done now, so they fully locked in and invested into Love Island. And look, he has a fan base, y'all. He has a fan base, unfortunately. And they've been downloading their freaking PS5s and voting on there. So of course, the least compatible couples are Kenzie and Dylan, Corbin and Parmita, and then Zach and Cater. And Ariana was just like, yeah, Kenzie and Dylan, like I said, this vote was very important. or no, the competition was very important because you two will be safe from being dumped from the island. I said, what show is this? What are we watching? Immunity? 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 Love Island? Since when did we start doing immunity votes? What? I'm like, and Kenzie, she strikes again. I'm telling you, what I tell you, she must have some type of deal with the devil or the production. She got to deal with them because maybe she is lasting in this villa way longer than we ever thought she would. So now the two couples that are left up there are Corbin and Parmita and Kata and Zach. And of course, they leave the final decision up to the Islanders, which I hate. I really wish y'all would just, the very least compatible person, according to America's vote, they should be the ones going home. But y'all letting these Islanders choose a friends, and that's what's losing the plot or whatever. But anywho, so pretty much, they all go up one by one as a couple and stand next to the couple that they want to keep. So long story short, everybody but Casey and Tierra stand next to Kata and Zach. So of course they stay home, and Corbin and Parmita are dumped from the island. Corbin, his reaction once he was in the room with the guys definitely shocked me. He became emotional, and I'm like, he has emotions. Wow. And then, Bryce was talking about some, I didn't know AI had emotions, or we broke the robot, or whatever, whatever. And I just say that's literally what we're saying in America. Y'all are never beating the phone allegations, anywho. But yeah, Corbin definitely cried, and he was just like, "Look, I'm not even, messed up about being dumped from the villa. I'm just being messed up about, not waking up and being with you guys anymore, or whatever." And I'm just like, "Oh, like the brohood was actually cute this season." And Corbin, I'm not gonna lie, I did not rock with you at the beginning at all. I really didn't. But I have grown a level of respect for you for always being 10 toes down. You always stood in what you did. You called people out. You took accountability. You apologized when it was necessary. You held your friends accountable. You gave them pretty decent advice, how to right their wrongs and how to go about things better. They don't always listen, but I feel like you played your role while you were in the villa. So wish the best of luck to you and Parmita. And hopefully y'all do last. I mean, y'all both live in Miami, right? And y'all was connected beforehand. So hopefully that does work out in the real world. And then Parmita and TT, they have their conversation as well. And I'm like, dang, TT, you really on your own now. Like all your friends are gone now. So, hopefully you're able to continue to grow your relationship with the OG girlies that are still there. And then, of course, they stand by the doors and, you know, say ta ta for now to Corbin and Parmita. And Corbin gives his one last bro. So, that was cool. We're definitely gonna miss his Melanie. We're gonna miss hearing that in the villa as well. So yeah, that was pretty much it for this episode. The preview does look like it's gonna get juicy. Y'all know how Kata gets. Them gears start to freaking move in her brain. And she is the perfect definition of an overthinker. And I think Zach is too as well. So they definitely were thinking about like, what are we missing? Like we've been coupled up since day 3, and all these newer couples were ranked higher than us. Like, what's going on? And Zach was like, America's probably not fucking with me. They probably think you deserve better. Yeah, they do. They do. So what are you gonna do about it now? Are you gonna plan dates for her? Are you gonna be nice? Are you gonna fill her head up with like positivity? Like, what are you gonna do now, Zach? What are you gonna do? I hope laying up in the bed with the pillow on your head is not all you plan to do. You got to do more. Now it's time to step up. Step up. Come on. But yeah, that's the end of this review. If you made it to this part of the video, dang, thank you. Did you like what you heard? Was it all right? This episode thought it was okay. I wasn't too crazy about it. Were you? I don't know, but if you made it this far in this video and you rock with what you saw, you rock with what you heard, go ahead and give me a like. And if you want to stick around to see more videos, just go ahead and subscribe. And if you want to be alerted for every time I do drop a video, go ahead and ring that little notification bell, okay? But thank y'all for tuning in again. Feel free to share and comment your takes as well. I would love to have a conversation with y'all. But other than that, I will see you on the next episode. Bye.